Hello and good morning. Welcome back to my Live With Me series. Today is Wednesday, December 16th. I always have to check. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'm basically going to go through a little bit of a stretching cycle here. Good morning. Morning, Jack Jack. And then we're going to kind of see what happens. Last night I did kind of talk a little bit about soft tissue injuries happening to the hamstring, so I'm going to be doing some modifications. You'll also notice that I have my yoga blocks underneath my mirror now because I'm going to be utilizing those today. Yes, it's 9:30 a.m. Alright, so anywho, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go all the way back to your mat. I'm going to start right in the middle of your mat, and we're just going to start with some breath work. So you're going to pull your shoulders back together, chin is nice and level. There should be about 2 feet of distance between your feet. And just come into your inhale and your exhale. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one, deepest one yet. Taking your arms up and overhead with that inhale. Exhale, forward folding, bending at the hips, letting your arms hang nice and heavy down. Sitting here for 1 breath. And then with your inhale, coming to a nice halfway lift, nice flat back, nice long neck. Exhale, forward fold, bending into those knees slightly and inhaling your arms up and overhead, shifting your weight forward and squeezing the glutes at the top. Exhale your hands down through heart center. Inhale up and let your arms cast open wide like a tree. Let them fall softly down the sides, back to your hips. Inhale up and overhead, hands together, exhale down through heart center, then forward folding, pushing the butt back just a little bit further this time. Trying to keep those legs straight as you release your hands down, sitting at the bottom here for a single breath. With your inhale, coming up to a nice flat back, nice long neck. Exhaling, forward fold release, bending into those knees, inhaling your arms up and overhead, exhaling your hands down to your heart. Inhaling them up and overhead, and bringing them back down to your thighs. Beginning our flow. Inhaling your arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down to the mat. Inhale to a nice halfway lift, long back, long neck. Exhale all the way down, bringing your hands down to the mat. Stepping your feet back and coming into your high plank. From here, you're going to exhale your weight all the way down to the floor, going through a vinyasa, inhaling to your baby cobra or your full upward dog, listening to your body. Exhaling down, tucking your toes, pushing your butt up and into the air, into your downward dog. Cycling through those legs for 2 breaths here. When you're ready, inhaling your weight forward, back over your hands, completing a vinyasa, exhaling down, inhaling through your version of upward dog. Exhaling down, tucking your toes, pushing your butt up into the air. Once again, cycling through those legs. Last time, vinyasa, inhale to your high plank, exhale down, keep those elbows narrow. Inhaling to your own version of up dog. Exhale down, tuck your toes, push that beautiful hip up and into the sky. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. You're going to go ahead and extend your right foot up and back behind you, coming onto the toes of the left foot. Taking an inhale and looking straight up at your hands, you're going to drop that right foot right in between your hands and bring your rear leg down. Catching your breath and then bringing your hands to the front of your front leg. From here, growing nice and tall through the spine, the crown of your head goes straight up towards the ceiling. Your chin is completely level with the floor. As you sit into this pose, you'll begin to feel your hip flexors and the underside of the hamstring. Now, if you need to feel this a little bit deeper into the back leg, you can always extend your back leg a little bit further. Make sure that your ankle is right underneath your knee on the front leg. When you're ready, inhaling, taking your arms up and overhead. Exhaling, bringing your hands down to the floor, resting your chest right on that front leg. This is going to give you the ability to control where this stretch goes. You can walk your right foot a little bit further in front of you, coming into that hamstring there. You can walk the right foot out towards the side, bringing in a little bit more of the inside of the thigh. Or you can just stay exactly where you are. Enjoying one more breath here. With your inhale, you're going to tuck your toes on the left foot and push yourself up and into your high lunge. Bringing your arms straight up in front of you. Being in your high lunge, your feet are on 2 train tracks. Make sure that they're not in line with each other. Make sure your hips are pointing straight forward, shoulders are squeezed down and away from your ears. From here, you're going to drop that rear foot, heel to the floor. Your left foot is completely parallel to the short end of your mat. Coming into your warrior 2, making sure that that front knee is dialing out. You're not letting that knee fold in, keeping your shoulders strong and looking straight over that front finger. Going into a reverse breath here with an inhale, dropping that back hand, bringing the front hand up, trying to place that rear hand either on your thigh, past your knee, down on your shin. Taking an inhale, shifting your weight forward, straightening that front leg and going to your own range of motion. Today I'm going to stop at my thigh because I know my hamstring's a little bit tender here. You can go ahead and bring it all the way down to your full triangle, hand on the floor. With your next inhale, slowly and mindfully bringing yourself up, bending into that front leg and returning to your warrior 2 posture. Keeping your chin nice and level, breathe into that belly. Inhale, up and into your reverse again. Hand goes straight up to the ceiling, open those fingertips and pull in that beautiful energy. With your exhale, forward folding, straightening that front leg, coming into that front triangle. You'll notice your body softens at its own rate. Don't try and push those limits. Stay within those zones. With your next inhale, coming up to your warrior 2. You're going to bring your hands to your hips, turning your right foot to the short edge of your mat. Now both your toes are going to be pointing towards one side wall. You're going to go ahead and keep your hands on your hips. You're going to push your butt back, keeping your shoulders braced towards the spine. You're just going to let your hips start to open up here. When you feel like you need to, you're going to go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. If you have a yoga block, you can also grab that yoga block and use that here as a point of reference. Now we're going to be doing a motion called the lift and press. So basically on an inhale, you're going to imagine that there's a cord pulling your hips up towards the ceiling and pulling your feet in together. Then with an exhale, you're going to push down into the mat, spacing your feet out if you can, and letting those hips open. Again, on an inhale, pulling up on the hips, feeling the inside of those adductors turn on, and then exhale, push into that blocker into the floor beneath you. 2 more times. Inhale, pulling up on that floor, pulling up on the block if you have it, squeezing, and then exhale, release and soften. Almost every time you do that, you should feel a little bit of length. Last time, inhale, pull, 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 and then exhale, soften, let the inside of the hamstrings release. You're going to go ahead and be very mindful when you build yourself back up here. You can either take one hand at a time up to your hips, or you can take both up there. And then inhale, slowly coming up. You're going to be mindful as you heel toe one foot in towards the middle, and then bringing the other one in, standing together, and at the back of your mat, shaking it out. We're going to get ready for the opposite side now. You're going to go ahead and inhale those arms up and overhead. Bring the hands together, exhale down through heart center, all the way down for your toes. Inhale to a nice long back, nice long neck. Exhale, forward fold all the way to your toes, walking yourself forward on your mat. Toes go back. Here's your high plank. Exhale all the way down through a vinyasa. Inhale to your version of your own upward dog. Exhale down, tucking the toes, butt goes up towards the sky. Once again, cycle out those legs. See how the right leg feels compared to the left. Getting ready to do that opposite side, inhaling that left leg up, pressing yourself onto the toes of the right foot. Looking straight up between your hands, inhale, bringing your left foot right in between those hands, and right leg back down behind you. Inhaling and bringing both of those hands to the front of that left knee. Again, growing nice and tall through the crown chakra, nice and tall through the head. Hands are on that front thigh, supporting you as you feel your opposite hip flexor soften and that front hamstring release. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and take a deep inhale and bring those arms up and overhead. Feel that stretch through the side body. And then exhale, bring those hands down to the mat. Resting your upper body on that thigh, you're going to let this stretch travel where it needs to. You can move your left foot further ahead to get into that hamstring. You can move the left foot out towards the side to soften the adductors or the inside of the groin. One more breath here. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and press into that right rear foot and then coming all the way up into your high lunge. Again, keeping your knees pointing forward. Your feet are on 2 train tracks, which means they're not in line. Squeeze those shoulders down and away from your ears and breathe into your belly button. Nice and strong core here. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and drop that right foot so that it's parallel to the short end of the mat, bringing our hands down and coming into our warrior 2 on our opposite side. Again, make sure you're dialing that front knee out. Shoulders pinched towards your spine behind you. You're still looking over that front index finger. With our first inhale, coming into our reverse, bringing that rear hand down the back of the leg, to the knee, the calf, wherever you find comfortable. And with an exhale, shifting your weight forward, straightening that front leg, bringing that front hand to your shin, your ankle, or the floor. Now, if you're actually watching on your camera right now, you'll probably notice that my one side I'm touching the floor, my other side I'm not. Listening to your body. Inhaling, coming all the way up, bending into that front knee, taking your front arm all the way up into your reverse. Soft tissue injuries take a long time to repair, so you have to stay within your limits, within your ranges. Exhale, forward folding, straightening that front leg, coming all the way up to the top, opening the palm up at the top and pulling in that energy. Exhaling, bending into that front leg, coming all the way up, again into your reverse. Last time here. Exhale all the way down, reaching for your toes, down to the mat. Inhaling, coming all the way up, bringing your hands down, letting that front foot turn towards the opposite side. Now I'm going to spin around so you guys can still see what I'm doing. Opposite side, you're going to have your hands on your hips. Once again, you're going to go ahead and exhale softly, bringing yourself down to the floor. If you have a yoga block, go ahead and use that yoga block. We're doing the exact same technique on this side, really trying to open those hips this morning. With an inhale, you're going to pull in on those feet, pushing that butt up towards the sky, pulling, 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 and exhale, soften, relax. Inhale, pull up, pull up, pull up, and then exhale, push into it, let the hamstring soften and the groin. 2 more times. Inhale, pull up, feel that lovely activation, and then exhale, soften. Last time, inhaling all the way up, pull, pull, pull. And then exhale, push into it. Bringing your hands back towards your hips one at a time or at the same time. And inhaling very mindfully up to the top. When you're ready, start heel toeing one foot in to one side. And then bringing that other foot over just at the same. Standing up at the back of your mat. Coming back into your Tadasana. I just realized I didn't start my workout. That's great. Shoulders coming all the way back behind you, chin stays level. You're going to go ahead and inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, nice long back, nice long neck. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Crawling yourself forward into your high plank once again. Here comes your vinyasa. Exhale down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale down. This time we're going to child's pose. You can choose to be in your child's pose with your knees close together. Once again, I prefer a little bit wider of a stance. So I want you to start with pushing your hands into the floor, pulling your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Once your butt is connected with your heels, you're good to go. You're going to exhale and soften, letting yourself come all the way forward. Now, if you're like, Sean, hang on, I can't. My butt's not touching my heels. Don't worry about it. You can take a yoga block, a bolster, or any of the other yoga props, even a blanket, laying it across the ankles, and then sitting back into it will just take some of the range of motion out and allow you to be supported in this pose. As you soften forward, you should feel your lats, your rhomboids, maybe even your traps start to soften. But let's do a challenge together. I want you to push right down into your fingertips. Feel your palms lift off of the ground. Feel how that stretch now enters the underside of the armpit. Use your exhale and let those muscles soften. Feeling how those rhomboids are now that we're elevated into our TP pose on our hands. Allowing those lats to fully soften with each inhale, allowing them to just lengthen. Your exhale softens them, and you can probably crawl your hands a little bit further away from you. We're taking one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale and soften those hands into the mat. Notice how much longer those muscles feel now. Keeping your breath nice and steady. We're going to take this over into our Crescent Moon position, which means you're going to take your left hand off of the mat towards the left, and then you're going to shuffle your right hand over to meet the left. Now, instead of keeping your right hand equal with your left, you can definitely start there. I want you to try and extend that right hand just a little bit further than the left hand. This is really going to send that stretch right into that lat, probably into the side of the rib cage now. You might even feel this well into your lower back. I want you to make sure to take control of your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly bringing yourself back to center first. Give yourself a moment here. Does your right hand reach further than your left now? Because mine's about an inch further ahead. Now mindfully bringing yourself over towards the right. Right hand goes off of the mat and your left hand comes just in line with it. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. If you can, walk that hand across. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing your hands back to center, keeping your forehead on the mat. Just staying here for two more breaths, recognizing how this may feel from when you first started this pose. Last exhale. And then slowly and ever so mindfully bringing your weight back up over top of your hands and your knees. Taking any props that you are using out from this pose and moving into our cat and our cow breaths. Shoulders come back, chin stays level. You're going to go ahead and inhale, drop the belly down, tailbone to the sky, looking straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding your back, pushing into your shoulders, tucking your chin and pulling your hips forward. Inhale, dropping the belly, shoulders squeeze down and back behind you. Exhale, rounding the back just like a cat would if it was scared. Pulling those hips forward. Inhaling all the way up. And exhale all the way reverse. Coming back into center. Now we're going to go ahead and do our... We're going to go ahead and do a spiral twist with our hips. So you're going to inhale like a cat, go over towards the right side, exhale down, inhale towards the left, and up to your cat. Exhale towards the right, down to the belly, over to the left, up to the top. Exhale down, all the way through that circle, up to the left, into the cat, all the way down, last time around, inhaling up, and hold. Exhale, going opposite direction. Send the torso to the left, belly down. Inhale to the right, and then push into your cat. Exhale to the left, rounding the belly down, inhaling to the right, back up to the top 2 more times. Exhale to the left, down to the floor, inhale to the right, round the back last time, all the way around, dropping the belly, inhale up and back to center. Good. We're going to go into our heart melting pose. Now, if you have yoga blocks or a bolster, this is a very good pose for this. I'm going to demonstrate it without any props first. You're going to go ahead and softly and slowly keep your hips exactly where they are as you extend your hands straight out in front of you. You're going to try and keep your hips where they are because this is going to help open your upper body into your pec minor and major. You'll also get a little bit of a contraction release between your shoulder blades into the rhomboids. Now, if this pose is comfortable for you, absolutely stay right here. If you feel like you're holding your body, I want you to bring yourself up just for a second. Maybe grab a blanket, a towel, or yoga block, or if you're lucky enough like me, you might have a bolster. You're going to bring those hands back out again. You want that bolster to be right about just at your chest or your clavicle line, collarbone. You're again going to bring yourself all the way down, letting your head fall, but this time you're going to be supported. You're going to feel like your body isn't really holding this anymore, and it's allowing your body to lengthen rather than to stay tense. We have 2 more breaths here. Keep those hips nice and still. Your toes should still be on the floor. Last breath. Nice and slowly, you're going to go ahead and walk yourself back up, taking yourself off of whatever props you may have called upon for this pose, and getting those guys back out of the way. You're going to go ahead and bring yourself over to a sitting position, extending your legs straight out in front of you, grounding yourself into your sit bones, pulling the soft tissue underneath your butt cheeks away from you, and kicking through those heels and letting your toes float back towards your face. Again, I'm going to modify here so that my hamstring doesn't erupt on me. You're going to take your hands to your shins, your knees, or your thighs, and inhale your shoulders back behind you. You're going to exhale and forward fold, bringing yourself as far forward as you can. I do not want you to reach here. I do not want you to strive. I just want you to soften. Allowing the body to soften with the exhales is where you'll really find the benefit to flexibility and mobility. If you're always on the edge, you'll never be able to relax. Take a step back. It's all good. Your body will get there when it needs to. 2 more breaths. With your exhale, slowly and mindfully walking yourself back up. We're going to go ahead and take one leg in towards the thigh, whichever side you want to do first. I'm going to pull my left leg in first. You're going to take your right hand to the outside of your right leg. You're going to inhale nice and tall, and then you're going to exhale and forward fold as far as you can. Again, no need to take it to your absolute limit. Just dial it back half a notch and exhale. Feel the body soften. On your next exhale, if you like, you can bring your left hand over towards your right wrist, dropping your head in between your biceps and softening the neck. Feeling the stretch come into the lower back, through the shoulder blades, and just softening here. Last breath in, and exhale out. Slowly bringing yourself back up. Extending the left leg, giving both of them a loving shake, and then switching over to the opposite side. Tucking that foot back behind you. Ooh, no, sorry. Bringing that foot right in. Sorry, I'm really thinking about this hamstring, my goodness. Hands on your shin, your knee, or your thigh. Inhaling your shoulders back behind you. And then with an exhale, forward folding. Guiding that left hand through the outside of the left leg. When and if you're ready, you can bring your right hand on top of your left wrist. And then just focusing your energy forward. Being mindful with your breath here and only going as far as your body allows. Two more breaths. After this last exhale, you're going to soften and bring yourself all the way upright. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold, making sure that you have space to do this, separating your legs as far as they can by themselves. You'll then take your hands back behind you, pushing yourself forward another inch or two. Now, knowing where my hamstring is, I know that I won't be able to successfully complete this, but I am still going to try and go into the form. That's the thing. What you accomplish one day, you might not get done the next. Just living with that. Having your hands on the floor right in front of you, you can have your palms down for grounding or your palms up for energy, whichever works best. You're going to inhale and grow nice and tall, and then exhale, just let your body soften, dropping your head in towards your chest, feeling your back softening, keeping your toes up towards the ceiling, and feeling that stretch as it starts to turn on from the inside of the groin, down the back of the hamstrings, the back of the knee, and into the calves. Everyone is going to feel the stretch differently. That's a good thing. Just keep your breath going. We're going to do a total breath count of 5. 4 more left. Every exhale, if you can, just nudging your hands forward another millimeter. Being mindful with your practice and staying away from the edge. Staying where it's comfortable and where you can fully breathe. Last breath in and exhale out. Slowly bringing yourself all the way back upright, sweeping one leg in towards the other, and ending lying down on your mat. We're going to go into a body twist as our last position here. If you haven't done a body twist before, you're in for a treat. You're going to let your hands go out just at shoulder height. You're going to bring your knees in and up towards the sky. It might be good for you to bring your knees into your chest first. Basically, you just want your back to feel completely supported and completely relaxed. With an exhale, you're going to drop your knees to either side. Absolutely makes no difference. My preference today is going to be to the right. Dropping them to the right, you're going to keep your left hand down on the floor. If you'd like, you can take your right hand to the outside of the left leg, and then inhaling and exhaling, soften your gaze over towards the left. So your left arm is extended towards the left, you're looking over towards that hand, but your legs are twisted over towards the right. This should feel like a really good spinal twist all the way down from the chest, down the serratus, into the QL, the lumbar spine. You should feel that stretch into the glute and through the hamstring. Next time we do one of these classes, I'll go into the full extension of the twist. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a nice deep inhale and bring your knees up to center. Letting your back compress for a brief moment. When you're ready, dropping those knees to the opposite side. Again, taking your gaze over towards the right side with your right hand extended. Taking your left hand on top of the outside of your right leg. Using that breath. Allowing your body to soften into that twist. Just focusing on the inhale and the exhale. Last breath. With your next inhale, slowly bringing your knees up and into the center. Let's go ahead and give yourself a full loving hug. Wrapping your arms around your knees, bringing your chin into your chest, tucking your nose into your knees. Nice big hug. Rocking side to side, working out any kinks or knots that you may have in that back line. And then rocking front to back, building that momentum, and coming up to sitting in easy pose, or wherever you find most comfortable. Through the next 4 weeks, I'll slowly be making each of my practices just a little bit more traditional, bringing in an ending piece, maybe even some mantras throughout the practice. Today, I want to finish the class with an Om and 3 Shantis, which means peace, peace, peace. If you're open to joining in, please allow your vibration and your voice to carry through. Otherwise, just be on the receiving end of this gift. With an inhale, bringing your hands to heart center, squeezing your shoulders back, softening your eyes, or just letting the eyelids soften. With an inhale, growing nice and tall. And exhale, just soften. Inhale, then Om. Inhale. Three Shantis. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you very much for joining in today's stretch and yoga session. If you have any questions, please make sure to send me a direct message, and I look forward to posting this on YouTube. Love and light. Namaste. Alright, peeps. Ugh. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like 10 times better than I was when I started this thing, so I'm really, really excited about that. Alright, guys. So, I actually have some people left. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and save this and then post it to YouTube, so hopefully some of you guys get to relive it for a second time. Have a awesome hump day, and I'll catch you guys next time.